Back with another reaction for the day. You can't see what it say, but gang member interview. My nigga Tyson. Not my nigga, I don't know this nigga. Anyways, yeah, gang member interview Tyson. We finna get into it. Black nigga.
All right, Tyson. Tyson,
See what it say.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from out of Watts, California.
Watts,
Watts.
Crip
Tell
section,
me about
Crip
your family
hood.
growing up. You had mom and dad?
Yes, I do. I have a biological mother and father that was present in my life.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they still alive to this day. I love them both dearly. You know what I mean? They both priceless, but I had a pretty rough upbringing still. You know.
Why is that?
Well, I came from a household of order. You know what I'm saying? Where we were disciplined for the right and wrong things. Just that my father was a little excessive with his discipline. You know, he kind of like didn't stop until you got the point. You know, and he in case of ass whoopings, he drew blood. You know what I mean? He didn't stop till he seen blood. So some disciplines were a little bit excessive. You know what I mean?
How'd that affect you?
Well, at first it had me. I was confused a little bit. You know, I grew up a long time thinking that fear was respect. You know what I mean? If someone didn't fear me, then they didn't respect me. You know what I mean? But the streets later on in life end up, you know, teaching me the opposite. You know, the opposite.
So you joined a gang?
Yes.
At what age?
At like 13, 14 years old. That's when I got initiated in, and
Your blood?
yeah, I'm a blood from
Shit.
Nixon Guard.
That's the only. Like, I'm not saying go out here gang bang. Damn, why my shit?
Yeah.
Nickerson Gardens. I've had
Yeah, the projects.
a bunch of people from there
Yeah, hell
on my
yeah.
channel.
That's my favorite team, man. But and then they, you know, the streets, like I said, they disciplined me and showed me that, you know, it wasn't respect is given and respect is earned. You know what I mean?
How far did you in school?
I went 12th grade.
You did?
Yeah, I went to 12. I graduated.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You did jail or prison?
Yeah, I did 9 years.
9 years?
9 years straight
What was
of
that
state for a strong arm robbery. It was supposed to be 6 years. After 6 years, I was supposed to do 5 years in 1 month. And I ended up doing the whole 6 plus an additional 3.
You got in trouble in jail?
From mess, yeah.
In prison?
I went to jail in jail. Yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 32.
32. What are you doing with your life now?
Pretty much, I'm gonna be honest with you. I call myself getting used to society. I still, you know, even though I've been out for about 4 years, I'm not used to it.
Institutionalized?
Yes. When I was locked up, I was living, but now that I'm living, I'm locked up. And I told people you don't have to necessarily be in prison to be doing time, you know. I find it a little hard sometimes to socialize or even get along and meet people, you know. Due to what my lifestyle or certain circumstances is just, or them not knowing me, is just sometimes hard for people who seems to meet me or me to meet them, you know, when I want to meet them the most.
You think all the tattoos
Yeah,
kind of give
for
them-
sure.
make
Right.
everybody, they judge you right from the get-go?
Exactly. And then some of the things.
And that's real shit, bro. Like, you feel me? I ain't never been locked up. God forbid, I will never be locked up in my life. Like, it's not even the path I want to take ever. But, like, bro, I done been around some niggas that really been locked up for real, bro. And goddamn, like, mind you, I grew up with niggas and shit. So, you feel me? It's a little different when niggas is conversating with niggas and shit. But you can just tell when a nigga come out, like, when a nigga fresh out, he just got a whole different look in his eyes, especially when he done did some time, bro. Like, nigga got a whole different look in his eyes. Like, he got a whole different demeanor about him. Mind you, it's the same nigga, but it's not the same nigga, bro. Like, prison and jail. I say prison for real, like, cause jail, bro, like, like jail, it's not no walk in the park, my nigga. Like, it ain't no place you really want to go, my nigga. But prison is a whole different ball game. So, like, I don't know, bro. Like, nigga just come out different. It's the same nigga, but it's a different like a whole different person. Same nigga, whole different person. This shit be ass, cause it's like, damn, like you my nigga and shit like that. But it's like, damn, my nigga, you, I can't even recognize you. Like, I mean, you can, but it's like, damn, like a nigga his whole mindset changed on some shit. That shit really fuck with you.
I guess I was up under a rock because some things they may bring up on me, I'm unaware of, man. It's like the first time I heard of it. Like, wow, you know. It's a shock.
What's your biggest regret?
My biggest regret is sometimes joining the gang. I didn't need it. You know what I'm saying? I lived enough and long enough to see that I didn't need it. My life would have been a little bit easier, man. I could have put a lot of energy elsewhere.
What makes a young man join a gang at 13?
Well, I could say the things that were going on in the times when I grew up, it's just a lot of bullshit that we have to encounter, you know, getting jumped, getting banged on, you know. It created a lot of anger, you know what I'm saying? We already have repressed anger from daily things we had to go through in the neighborhood, but to deal with that with your own peoples, you know what I'm saying, on top of that bothering, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, your dad made it tough at home, but then was there peer pressure for you to join a gang?
Yes, always. Yeah. Every neighborhood we stayed in, there was pressure to join their gang, they turf. And we grew up in a lot of Crip neighborhoods, and I didn't like it. You know, I had dudes when we go to the grocery store, my father's age, banging them, and I couldn't stand that shit. You know, I mean, they always try to make us feel like we were lesser than because we weren't from their gang, and until we were from their gang, we would be somebody. You know, and I used to hate the aggressive behavior that we had to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Until we were able to move from over there. And after so many times of going through this, you know, it made me despise them guys, you know. So I really didn't like the Crips. I didn't favor no Crips like that.
Yeah, the Crips and Bloods are always bumping heads down there, aren't they? Did you ever get out of South Central, out of Watts?
Never.
Never saw. Did you ever see the ocean?
I did. Yeah, I did see the ocean probably like once or twice. You know.
Really?
Yeah, I had to go out since I got out, and you know, the oddest thing happened to me, man. When I went to the beach, you know, I expected me to be looking at the ladies or having this, you know, awesome time, but honestly, I didn't like. It was difficult for me. I ended up crying to myself, and it was like, damn, it's because, you know, I never, for many reasons, but I had tears falling from my eyes, and I couldn't understand why my body was even having that experience reaction to it. You know.
What do you think that was all about?
I don't know. I don't know. Sometimes I think your cup over full. Sometimes, you know, it spills when it wants to. You know.
Was it fear? Was it?
No, it was
anxiety.
I think it was.
Or just realizing that you missed out on all of this.
Yes. That. Like I couldn't believe it. Like, you know, it's.
How old were you?
I'm home. I'm free.
How old were you when you saw the beach?
I was about 14. 14. But I've never really been outside of Los Angeles, you know, like that at all. You know, I've never been to no other states.
Yeah, there's a whole world out there.
In Virginia Beach, happiness is taking the sunrise over the water and savoring the ocean breeze.
Yeah.
What do you want to do now?
Wow. Now, since I don't have my heart broke damn near, I don't know what I want.
What happens?
I really always want to travel a little bit, get to see something else, you know. And that's it. I don't want no kids. I don't want anything. You know, nothing.
You have no kids?
No. None.
What's the craziest thing you got involved in? The gangs and all that? Probably saw some violence, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna say, he had jumped this older guy, you know. This older guy, you know, he had jumped. He's kind of he was a little old, too old for my liking, you know. I wouldn't have really bothered him per se, but yeah, you know, he was doing all the things, man, he shouldn't do, you know what I mean, and wearing all the things he shouldn't wear. He kind of didn't respond to us the way we thought he would, so, you know, we had to, you know, break him in and let him know, you know, that fat means greasy. You can't get away with that over here. And I probably would have spared the dude, you know, but because he's, like I said, he was older, you know, there's no statutes or limitations to age with this. You know, we had to hit him. And when my homie hit him, you know what I'm saying, the dude became unconscious. I kind of stood over him for a minute before I swung on him. And I was like, man, this could be my pops laying here. You know, I mean, I didn't want to kill him. You know what I'm saying? But I still wanted to show the gang, you know, that I was a part of it. You know what I mean? I meant everything they meant. So I swung on him too. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. And dude was all right. Luckily, he didn't die. But you know, I just gained a sense of myself within myself. You know, I learned, like, next time I won't be so fearful to speak my mind, and next time I wouldn't bother somebody. If I felt like that, I'll make sure I said it like that, you know.
You seem to be a little different than most of the gang members, where you seem to realize what
We were doing.
you were doing.
Yeah, I was aware of it. I had my ass whooped, so I kind of was aware of whoopings. Whether I was getting them or giving them.
Yeah. That peer pressure gets you into stuff that you regret later.
Yeah, it sure does.
You lost friends?
Yeah, I lost too many.
To prison or death or both?
Both. I lost damn near all of them.
Really?
Damn near all of them.
What is it that makes you were 13?
13.
What makes a 13-year-old do all that crazy shit?
Not having let me say at home, like I said, I feared my father. When my father used to come home, I didn't look at him like, oh, my dad's here, or, oh, my dad, you know, he hadn't had the happy emotion that some children may have when they had it. I was afraid. I was deeply afraid, and I was afraid of everything I may have didn't do because I knew the ass whooping and discipline that was coming behind it. So because I grew up in fear, you know, so long, I didn't really have no happy upbringing. It just, we were in jail before I ever went to jail. I couldn't even leave off my porch. I couldn't have no females come over. It was just like real black and white. It was like too old school, too strict, you know. And I guess in the long run, it paid off because who would have knew with the cards we would deal with later on in our life. And it helped me ace many things that I thought most men couldn't get through. It helped me get through. It gave me enough steel to get through the discipline and the rough-handedness that comes with prison. You know what I mean? I was able to survive. Not only survive, I was able to become like king, you know, in my own way, and then in a world of turmoil. You know, it helped me in ways he probably could never understand. It helped me. I told him, you had sons that I was like, not say made for it, but like he made us damn near indestructible, you know, with the violence he put on us. You know, it paid off. I was able to get through it.
What's your relationship like now with your dad?
It's excellent. He's a changed man, you know.
He is.
A long time I wanted to kill my father. You know what I mean? I used to sleep with knives under my pillow. And I didn't even know. I was unaware I was doing it until my mother used to complain about all her knives missing. And when we used to do the spring cleaning, he used to call, you know, we find all the knives in my room. And she used to say, son, why do you have so many knives in your room? And I never could tell her, you know, in my heart that, Mom, you know, I was tired of my father kicking my ass like this, that. Hey man, one day I planned on making sure his ass didn't hit me again, you know, and I was gonna stab him if I had to, but I knew I had one time to swing. And one time, if I didn't swing and kill him the way I thought I would in my mind, he was gonna kill me. So I used to work out a lot. You know, my pop said one thing to me, he had me laughing to this day. He said, hey man, I'm not worried about how big you get. He said, you see this? He said, he said, as long as this finger, my trigger finger working, he said, I ain't worried about none of y'all. I got a bullet with you niggas' name on the back. I laugh at it now, but I used to say, Pops, you don't tell your kids no shit like that, man, you know?
What is it that changed in your dad?
Huh?
What is it that changed?
I think it's God. It's nothing, it can't be nothing short of him because it's a miracle. That's the most violent man I've ever known in my lifetime. You know, I love him because I respect his reasoning for it. It is just, there was a little.
Did he just want you guys to straighten out?
That's it. He just wanted us to at least, the minimum we get in school, he accepted C. But he wanted us basically to go to work, go to school, you know, don't ever leave your mother, watch your mouth, you know, respect.
Have you had jobs?
Yeah, he taught us order.
What jobs have you had?
I had a Krispy Kreme, I worked at Wendy's, I worked at a McDonald's before, and I worked at the cleaning service for Tidy cleaning service.
And drugs are part of your life?
Yeah, man, they part of my everyday lately. Since I got out, I'm having a hard time coping with society. There's no therapy that I've been going to. There's nothing that, like, legal, you know what I'm saying, or something that would make sense that'll help me. So I went to my own medication, you know, in a weird way. And
crystal meth?
Yeah, and it was poison. I said, how in the hell poison become my medicine in these times, you know, but yet I found myself using it. Something that I despise and seem to tear others down around me.
When did it start for you?
It started actually in prison a little bit, like towards the end of my sentence. You know, I indulged a little bit, but, you know, I didn't want to spend too much. I didn't have money like this, so I didn't spend my money in there like that on no drugs. But when I got out, because it's more easy to, you know, get to, I found myself, I guess, with a lot of situations I was going through, or been going through, even homelessness, man. It was like I used it as a coping mechanism, you know. I start using the drugs. I start sniffing. And I hate it though because it tore me down. You know, I used to be so big when I got out. I was way bigger than what I am.
Really?
Yeah, man, mentally and physically, you know. But I allowed that to, you know, have its wear and tear on me a little bit. So I can't wait till I get off of it, you know.
You've been out of prison for how long now?
4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
And you've been struggling.
And I've been using it for 4 years. Through my hardship with my woman, you know, the relationship issues, infidelity, little things like that. I use that to help me numb and cope with what I felt like I physically couldn't take. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to, you know, end up putting myself back up in there for life. You know, for some of the things that I've seen so far. You know, even with some of my homies, just the disrespectful things and things you may encounter in these times. You know, I wasn't necessarily ready for it. You know, me being locked up so long, I got a gut reaction towards a lot of things, man.
Do you think prison is...
Spectrum abre cada día una puerta a posibilidades sin límites. Con Spectrum, tus juegos te transportan a otro universo.
You know, is there any rehabilitation in prison, or is it just...
Yes, hell yeah, it is. All the way around the board. I knew from the first year I was in there, I didn't want to go back. It wasn't for me, and no matter how big I get in here, and no matter how many fights I have in here, how many niggas I stab, you know, I don't need to be here. I don't want to be here. This is not what I was made to be here for. You know,
things now to make sure you don't go back.
For sure. I at least think about it. I did long enough to make sure I think about a lot of things before I do it. But unfortunately, when it comes to myself, I don't use my best judgment. I'm so careless. I'm trying to teach. A long time I used to tell myself not to give a fuck because it was beautiful. It was necessary for me in there, you know, to get through my time. But now that I'm out here and I see that you need to give a fuck, at least per se, just a little bit for yourself, I have a hard time teaching myself to give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? And to care for myself, because I need myself like I never needed me before.
Yeah, prison just, it's such a racial...
Yeah, it makes it very racial.
Environment now.
Even if you ain't racist, it's gonna make you racist. It's gonna make you racist at least to where you're aware of what racist is. And
yeah, whether you're a Blood or a Crip, you end up being kind of in the same gang when you're in prison, right?
No, if you're a Crip, you're a Crip. You're a Blood, you're a Blood. You're gonna stay that way.
What prison were you in?
I was in High Desert. I did Corcoran. I did Ironwood. I did CMC, California Men's Colony. And that was it.
Yeah, but I've heard that prison is, you know, the Mexicans are the Mexicans and the blacks are the blacks, and
Yeah, exactly. They get apples with the apples.
What do they call the whites? The
woods.
The woods.
Wood pile. Yeah, I was like that shit. It was kind of, you know, different, but I respect them. I like the skin head. I learned one thing about me and some of them skin of the white wood. They just as nice as me.
The whites are all like skinheads, right?
Yeah, they with the shit though. Some of them they with the bullshit, man. I learned respect though. I learned about different races and they culture a little bit more than I ever have. I learned to respect them in the ways they should be.
Where'd you like to see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, I would love to see myself owning my own business, living in my own home, probably pretty much alone, you know. I may have me a decent young lady that I hopefully grown with, you know what I'm saying? But if not, I'm alone. I see myself happy and alone.
Do you have any friends?
Not really. I would like to, there's a few people that I've called from, I thought was my friends since I've been out, but I learned otherwise. And it's okay, you know, I'm not learning. They chapter with my story is over.
Yeah. It's amazing how many of the men and women that I've talked to that are on the streets that claim they don't really have any friends.
None. And I think in these times it's beautiful not to, because a lot of times you get upset. You learn a lot of people not your friends.
You learn a lot of people is not your goddamn friends. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. A lot of niggas growing up and doing shit just to survive, like fucking niggas over and doing this and doing that. Niggas getting locked up and this and that. And niggas get mad when they get locked up or the tables turn and then they ain't got nobody to call on. That's just how real life gonna get. Straight like that.
And then some of the friends I have, the very few, you know, are like family. They're more than like family. They the family for me in these times, the way my own family won't be for me when I needed them the most, you know. I learned that family it's not just a home term, you know what I mean? Family can be through friends and others, you know what I'm saying, that are family or they're related, the way they act, by their gesture.
I think I asked you this before, but I'm not sure you answered it. What was it that changed in your dad that he's such a different person now?
Everything, you know, his reaction, the way he's always.
What was it like, religion, or was it drugs that he stopped, or anything like that?
It wasn't religion, because he always taught us to believe in God, but
Maybe just aged,
I don't know what it was, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think it was a miracle.
but he's cool now.
Yeah, I'm talking about he's an excellent father. Me and him you couldn't break us apart. You know what I'm saying? And you know what touched me the most is that I'm aware of all the anger I used to have, but when I see him, you know, how I talk to him and I let him know to his face how, you know, you kind of made me feel. And how I always, you know, how I dealt with some of the things I dealt with in my own lifetime, you know, behind his reactions, he apologized. And he looked me in my eyes and he said, you know what, son, as a father, I'm sorry. I didn't mean none of that. You know, he explained that he was beat, you know, his upbringing from his mother. His mother beat him for things she didn't have no right or reason to, you know, and he didn't understand why he was being beat. So he said, you know, he beat us in blind emotion, thinking that was the right way, you know what I'm saying? But he apologized to me, like, you know, and that was something I didn't expect. I had so much heat, and it just took the fire out, you know what I mean? I wanted to find that fire again, or be mad at him, you know, give it an excuse, but when he apologized, it was enough. It was enough.
You forgave him.
I forgave him.
Yeah. Forgiveness is powerful.
Yeah. And we the best, we unbreakable. There's nothing I can't do or won't do for him. And that touches him even more to know that I could do something or hurt him, and I won't.
Tyson, what would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in your life?
It's basically when you talk, you teach, you listen, you learn. To be more patient, to be more understanding, and to understand that I do not know everything, you know, to keep an open mind, man. You know, to keep learning, keep an open mind. But to know thyself so that I don't cross myself or others. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Tyson, thank you very much for sharing your story. I wish you best of luck out there, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You too.
Thank you.
man.
Shit. I ain't even had that much to say, bro. That's a real nigga right there, bro. Like, that's what you gotta understand. Niggas got some niggas got good minds behind them. It's just, you feel me? They indulge into the wrong path and they feed into the wrong shit, bro. And then that ends up. But you can tell, bro, a cool ass dude. He a nice ass dude, bro. It's just from a young age, because, you know, his dad and certain shit like that. He chose this route. That route ended him into another route. And now he in that final route. He just, not a final route, but he in that last route where he just don't know what to do. He just, you know, he just not hopeless, bro, but he kind of stuck, my nigga, because first you gang banging, then you in prison, and now you out of prison, and it's like he said, he went to the beach and he just cried. Like, other nigga been gang banging his whole life, nigga ain't never seen an ocean and some water, my nigga, you feel me? Like, it's more to life than just trying to be tough and trying to do this and trying to do that. And you feel me? Now my nigga finally realizing, but they say, you know, you learn, what they say? It's too late to, I don't know, it's too late to learn sometimes, but it's like you can still see, like, you feel me? He I think he said he in his 30s or some shit. But that just goes to show, my nigga, you still got life to live and you still got shit to change, my nigga. Like, life ain't never gonna be over for real, for real. But anyways, I'll catch y'all niggas in the next one. Tyson Game Member Interview. We out, my nigga. I'll see y'all niggas.